A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome back to my channel. In this channeling session, I'm going to be talking about the polar masculine energy who is basically fed up of the karmic world and the karmic ways. And this reality has been dawned upon this masculine because of the karmic relationship they have been spending their time in. Now, interestingly, what I was shown was this karmic relationship is actually quite long. It is really long-term relationship, but they decided to commit to this karmic after they were 100% sure. Like they made up their mind that they don't have anything to do with the spiritual reality, and they started despising it because the spiritual reality was at its peak or at the awakening peak. So when the spiritual person, whosoever they were earlier involved with, so it is mostly seen when a person is in the awakening stage or they are awakening in a faster speed. At that point in time, other people around them also get very triggered. They get triggered in such a way that they want to stop that person anyhow. And at that point in time only, the karmic energies become very strong, because the person who is doing the spiritual process or spiritual ascension work, they are also questioning themselves, and this is the stage where they punish them, or they will give them silent treatment, or they will try to discard them, they will boycott them. Those type of games are played, which is very natural for the narcissistic people to do. However, you can say this is also a test for them. It's also a very important test that they need to clear. The reason why they need to clear this test is very important. Again, only when they pass this trial and tribulation, this big time trouble that they face of getting boycotted, of getting the silent treatment, or getting blocked from everywhere, or some other thing that happens to them, they have to fight it out, they have to battle it out. The person who's going through the spiritual ascension, the twin flame ascension is happening, the energies are merging in them. So this is the time when they need to be very strong. This is also the time where they would have to battle against addictions, or they have to battle against some kind of fears that they have. And these things are so important. The only way they can be challenged is via some karmic who is very strong. A karmic energy that is very strong, that can make their people or their person, not even a person, just one person, but a group of people, the karmic energy can influence all of them. Because I have told this to others also, the narcissists are also very intelligent, the narcissists are also very smart, but their whole smartness and their whole intelligence and everything they do is for the ego, is for the physical identity. So for a certain period of time, yes, even they can challenge the people on spiritual ascension, they can challenge the polarized divine masculine or the polarized divine feminine. And not only do they challenge them, but they also create a lot of trouble for them. For example, they'll put conditions like leave the person on spiritual ascension behind, leave them alone, come to me, do what I tell you, listen to me only. Or they will put the conditions in a very smart way that it will not look like they really are against that person completely, but they are actually against that person, but directly they will not share it. Directly they will not say it. They will use their own problems like, oh, I'm scared of this. Oh, I have some fear like that. Oh, I have some problem like that. They will become very vulnerable or pretend to be vulnerable, and they will pretend to be very, like a nice person. The karmic I'm talking about. The karmic can play these manipulation games. They are really good with manipulation games. And they are also very good with the materialistic world. How to handle the materialistic world, karmics know it. A cold-blooded narcissist knows it. But my dear friends, they are not God. Neither they are above God. And they have no clue what is the power of a person who is doing spiritual ascension. Because people who are doing spiritual ascension, they are guided by God, and they are guided by very high benevolent beings. Another interesting reason why ascensioners do so much for the karmics, or why they get troubled by the karmic, is because the karmic likes to single them out. Karmics have this habit of singling ascensioners out because they feel that they are the most authoritative, they are the most powerful. They play the power games a lot. Power games is their thing. And they don't spare their own family members. How can they spare others? They have some kind of possession, like it could be name, fame, money, job, a business or something, due to which they feel like they have overpowered others and they are superior to others. So they use other people against the one on spiritual ascension, and they have many tactics for that. They can act like a miserable person, like who has got some phobias, or they can act like someone who's unwell. They can act like someone who means only good for others, and they can act to be like the kindest, purest, sweetest person on this planet. So karmic manipulation is something that all ascensioners have to go through, because only when they get challenged by it, only when they get boycotted by their own people or the one they love. The people on ascension have a very pure heart. And the point that I was making is, as per this channeling also, this point has been given, and otherwise also this is an absolutely correct thing to say here, that they themselves have a very pure heart, and they themselves are very sweet, and they themselves are very loving, and they are not pretending, they are actually like that. The karmic might be pretending to be loving and kind and very caring and very concerned, but they may not be. So when a person has a very good heart, they themselves sometimes sacrifice. And a lot of people don't know, but only very powerful people can sacrifice for love, for other people's happiness, for other people's joy. Sometimes they can say, okay, I'm going to sacrifice this, even though I have this, even though this is great. But if this is not making other people happy, or if it's, kind of interfering in someone's life or someone's happiness, then I will not do it. I'll give it up. And that sacrifice itself is what God loves, because God loves people who are so selfless that they can give up on their own things. They can give up on, their own joys and their comforts and lifestyle choices and so many things just for the satisfaction of someone else. Okay, if I give this up, you will be happy. Fine, I'll give it up. That's the attitude of ascensioner. And that's why they get God's bounties. That's why they get so many gifts, which is something which one person cannot realize until and unless they have not sacrificed. Those who have the nature of true sacrifice, these are the people who are going to win in life, because God is going to be on their side. God himself, if you look at all the gods and goddesses, they themselves have sacrificed a lot. The reason why I speak so much about Sri Ram and Sita, Lakshman and the whole Ram Darbar is for the same reason. When Rama was asked to go away in the forest to exile, he gladly accepted it, because he felt that if this is going to make my stepmother happy, if this is going to make my brother a king, if this is going to solve so many other people's problem, whereas it was just one person who was in problem, then I must go. Also, my father has given a commitment, and me as a son, no one can change the fact that I am his son. I am his biological son. If my father has given the word, then definitely I am going to fulfill his word. And he gladly walked away. After that, the second person, the third person to sacrifice is Lakshman and Sita, because both of them also give up on all the palace's comforts to be with their brother. So they all eventually become very powerful, and they all become ascended masters. To be an ascended master, or to have all of this unconditional love from source, in the point of view of materialistic people, maybe nothing, because they might be thinking, oh, they don't have this, they don't have that, they don't have this, they don't have that. I have it. But only ascended people know what they have. That is not for everyone. If it was so easily available, and if it was for everyone readily available, then nobody would be doing this type of work, right? And then later on, Sita's example also I will give. She also did the exile. People say that Ram gave her the exile because it's not the correct story. Everyone doesn't have the full correct story. Actually, it was Sita herself who had accepted the exile, and she herself told Lord Sri Ram that I will not stay in the palace because our relationship is creating problems in your mission. and I want to raise my children on my own. At that time, they did not even know it will be 2 children. It was just that she was pregnant, and she said that it would be better if you give up on our relationship and I will leave. So Ram only had to accept it at that point in time, because for Ram, going away from Sita itself was a very big problem. It was not easy for him. So it was Sita only who gave him the confidence that a person like you can do it. My husband, you can do it. You can do anything. And if this is what Raghukul wants, Raghukul is the dynasty. If they want, then let me do it for you and let's do it together for them. If that makes people happy, then let's do it. So the karmic world or the karmic people or one specific karmic always thinks, this person is gone, this person has left. For example, the karmic wants someone to be out of the house or out of the business or out of some kind of project. So the karmic will play all the roles, all possible roles to take that person away from the equation. That person, if they have a sacrificing nature or if they are in ascension, even though they have created everything bit by bit, day by day, they will leave. And say, okay, if me walking out of this arrangement makes everything okay, then I will leave. It hurts them that no one stopped me. It hurts them that my own person, my own people are not in favor of me. My own person / my own people are not in favor of me. It hurts them, but that is the part of sacrifice. That is where they learn, because they learn to be on their own, they learn to become independent, and they become a raw force that no one or nothing can stop. They become very powerful after that, very, very powerful. And this is where the karmic problems then starts, because all those people who write off the masculine, the feminine, over here I will use blended twin flame or starseed. When this person was written off by others, and everyone thought that they are a failure, they are wrong, they are bad, they are negative, they must go, they must leave. No one knew that in some time to come, couple of years or couple of months, they will be the real winner. Basically, no amount of tactics, no amount of manipulation, no amount of shrewdness, it cannot work with the spiritual ascensioner. The twin flame, the star seed, the light workers, they are gifted and they are blessed by God. So for some time, let the karmic think, let the karmic enjoy, let the karmic feel, I have won. I have discarded this person, I have thrown them away, I have taken all their power away. Let that karmic think whatever they want to think. But eventually, the karmic will be burdened by their own drama. The karmic would be burdened by their own tactics. The karmic would be a failure. And then even the karmic would have no other option but to come into or under the surrender of the spiritual ascensioner, because these are all monad people, these are master souls. They are here for a purpose. They are on this planet to do some kind of work. All of you people who are clearly doing spiritual ascension with an open heart, and you're going through all the trials and tribulations, all of you have the potential to be a healer. And a healer is not necessarily always healing other people, like in a professional manner. A healer is a healer wherever they go. And a healer doesn't have to make much effort also. They are effortless healers. And they could be healing special places. They could be healing some departments. They could be healing some areas. They could be healing their own workplace. They could be healing their own family members. They could be healing silently.